electric to build a circuit. And then there were also some other students who used physical laboratory style to build circuits. And I showed you that the result of students that when they were tested, the students who used virtual simulations to conduct circuits, to build circuits, scored much higher than students who did it physically. So PhET enables students to gain deeper understanding, deeper learning occurs, conceptual processes occurs, better cognition. The learning method is better with PhET, rather than allowing students to just sit down and listen to things passively and then go and be tested. When you as a teacher teach with PhET, your students perform much better, which is what I believe the Kenyan curriculum is trying to promote, mastery. PhET helps you to achieve mastery much more than the traditional method. Good. The traditional way of conducting examination in our classrooms may not give them an opportunity to use virtual simulations to conduct experiments. But believe me, by the time a student has conducted an experiment virtually, has seen the internal processes of that experiment, has manipulated different variables and tried so many things, made mistakes, corrected them, and discovered so many ways of doing that experiment, in the physical examination, they will do much better.
I also add something on that.
Yes, please.
Can I add something? Yeah, like for example, maybe this seems is so good. Like when there are some experiments for a teacher, especially for us science teachers, sometimes you don't have the apparatus, maybe the resources to do in the laboratory. So I think that one will really help. And also when you want to do, you can, instead of doing administration in the lab, you can use the sims, so that when the students now go to do the actual experiments, at least they have an idea what they are going to do.
Yes.
So it actually kind of promote their interest. They will want to see how will it look like when we are doing it. So it kind of it's so stimulating, and also now it also promotes abstract. For example, in Africa here, we don't, let's say you are a geography teacher, you want to explain about the seasonal changes. They actually don't happen in Africa, but now in the outside countries, it does. So you see, they cannot see it, but when now you use Sims, they really understand what it means from moving from summer to winter and what have you.
Yes.
So that is, I think it will really help in that aspect as well.
Yes, it does help students to visualize what they are learning. Like she said, we do not have the equipment to aid students' cognition. What do I mean by students' cognition? A student needs something to anchor their cognition. They need a picture. They need something to look at. And with these simulations, they are able to go through the process, and as they are working, they remember the processes they have gone through. People say practice makes perfect. Using the simulation to teach the students, and the students going on their own to practice, maybe on their tablets or on their phones, their mobile phones, their smartphones. They play, as they are playing, the simulation is a game-like environment, but believe me, they are learning. And they are learning phenomena, they are learning concepts that otherwise they wouldn't know if they just read them. What you just read, you easily forget, because the short memory can only take so much. But what you perform, what you do frequently becomes your own. It stays, it gets absorbed into your long-term memory much more easily than what you read. What you read, you lose easily. But what you use constantly stays longer in your memory than what you just see briefly.
Can I add something on what Rita has said?
Yes.
Yeah, for me, I see PhET as making what is invisible visible to students. And PhET can be used, PhET sims can be used alongside hands-on experiments in the lab. For example, when we are teaching students about movement of particles in biology, let's say diffusion across some membranes. Now, we could put, for example, some membrane, then we have some monosaccharide, then place it in a some water, and then we add, for example, iodine. Students, over time, students will see color change within the membrane. So they will know there was movement. But you see, they did not see the particles move. So
Exactly.
if we use PhET SIMs, then they are able to see the particles moving across the channels.
Yeah.
So that now we help them to learn easier biology because they can now see the movement of the actual particles. But with hands-on, they only see the results of the color changes.
Yeah.
If you combine that with the PhET SIM, they see the actual movement of the particles. Thank you.
Yeah. Rose Mutende, I don't know if you have ever used the PhET SIMs for biology called diffusion. That's what you just explained. The moment
I have tried.
The moment you remove the middle membrane, you see how the particle blends together. You know, so yeah, that's it.
Hello, Rita.
Hello.
PhET simulations actually do not replace the actual practical that we do in the labs. It simply provides a background so that when finally these students get to the lab, they have a picture of what the expectation is. For instance, I was teaching my students about charges and current. You see, these are imaginary things, but when you use PhET simulations, they're able to see the charges moving, and you're easily able to express to them, and they have you know, a mental picture of what charges are. Other than they go to the lab, they just connect wires, and they have this imagination that there's something called current. So this gives them that pictorial view of what these abstract concepts actually are.
Thank you.
So it provides a background, and also in essence, PhET simulation would save time. If you have to go to the lab, you'd spend the first 10 minutes putting learners in groups, setting up, all these things are required. But with PhET simulation on your phone or your laptop or whatever, you have everything set within a very short time.
Very good. Thank you. So I'm glad you're all making this observation. You can see for yourselves, you know, the benefits of helping students with simulation. And you're all talking about laboratory. How many schools in Africa actually have this laboratory? But with the PhET simulation and with very little technology, with the Rebecca showed us how you can use the offline version of the simulations. Excuse me. Once students or the teacher downloads the simulation onto their laptop, you don't need data to run it. Once you have the offline downloaded on your laptop, students can learn, and then you can send the link to the offline download, or you can use Bluetooth to transfer to students to view on their mobile phones, because you can't actually download everything onto a mobile phone. It won't download, but you need a computer to do that. And most of the time, teachers might have laptop, or you can have the school desktop, even if it is just one. Once you have the download, the problem of technology is highly minimized with the offline availability that PhET gives us. And apart from that, there's also accessibility feature. I mean, the PhET allows accessibility in the sense that, you know, like education, sense, special needs children, you know, can use the accessibility features of PhET simulations to learn. There's a particular simulation we call John Travolta. Students use it to learn about charges, you know. It has huge accessibility features on its own. All you have to do is put on the particular accessibility feature you need. If you're teaching deaf students who can't hear or something, you put on the accessibility that allows sounds and reads out and all that, you know. So there's just so much. It has been designed to be flexible and inclusive for all kinds of scenario as much as possible, you know. So Godfrey, I hope you're here right now. So your teachers have been wonderful. I see that they appreciate PhET, and they see the benefits of PhET simulations. And I hope you've been able to see how to integrate them into your lessons. You know, first of all, deciding on your objective, and then exploring the SIMs and, you know, choosing a particular SIM that you feel can help you to achieve the objective, and then use inquiry-based method or whatever, or concept questioning method, or whatever method you feel works for your own particular. The Coursera training online, you will already have a background, you already have an understanding of what some of the things you would encounter, so that, you know, you can design your lessons and create your own science experiments and all that for your students. Yeah, so Godfrey, over to
thank you so much, Rita, for that lengthy discussion with the teachers. Yeah, so my internet had dropped, so I had to come back again. Yeah, so I now want the teachers to now engage actively with the SIM. So Rebecca has created about 4 breakout sessions, which she will share so that you can join and interact with each other, interact with the SIM, which will be used in this session. Now the SIMs, maybe Rita, you can help me to engage, share the SIM. So in the biology section, we'll use this SIM which deals with the natural selection.
Godfrey,
Yeah.
Godfrey, I am going into another meeting.
Okay, okay.
Yeah, we have explored some SIMs. I think Rebecca has explored some SIMs. So maybe they can explore on their own, and you can guide it.
Yeah, it's okay. So they can maybe do that one later.
Okay.
So currently,
Thank you, everyone.
Yeah, I want to share something here. Now, Rebecca, are you ready with the breakout sessions?
Yeah, everything's ready. I think people could probably just go into the rooms and then choose a simulation together if they like. It's up to you.
Yeah, so the teachers can choose the SIMs of maybe their choice. So it is open. So the people who will be there in biology, you choose yours. The people who will be there in chemistry, you choose one. In physics, you choose one. In mathematics, choose one, and interact with the SIM so that when we come back, we are able to maybe discuss what we have seen. So you are free to join any group that fits you.
Okay. Everybody should have an invitation on their screen, and then you just choose the one you want to go into. How much time do you want to give them, Godfrey?
Yeah, about 5 minutes only.
Okay.
Yeah.
If anybody doesn't see the invitation and wants me to move them, just open your microphone and I can put you in the correct room. Let's see. I've got a lot of people who haven't chosen a room. Brian, Priscilla, Peter, Emmanuel, and Degwa, Margaret, Robert, Rose, Meshach, Jacqueline, Oliek, Okelio, and then somebody has a Hawaii phone. Please let me know what room you'd like to go into.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I am also joining another meeting.
Okay.
Yeah, so you will kindly, excuse me, it's Margaret.
Okay, no worries.
Okay, Margaret. Thank you so much for participating.
Thank you too. I've really benefited a lot. Thank you so much.
Welcome.
Godfrey, if you'd like to go into the rooms and make sure people get started, you can do that.
Yeah, I'm there.
able to get the link.
Yeah, so the link, maybe you can go into phet.colorado.edu.
Okay, so
phet.colorado.edu.
phet.colorado.edu.
So you can choose any sim, any math sim of your choice, interact with it, so that you can know how can we use it effectively in a class. Thank you so much, Brian.
Thank you so much.
You can just share the sim on the wall.
Yep, I'm gonna do that right now. So
Thank you.
Did you mean on the wall? Should I share my screen or share the link?
No, on the group,
You mean?
Yeah, it's okay. You can share it on this breakout room. Yeah, on the room.
Yeah, I think I did. Can everyone see the link?
Yeah, I've seen the link. Now, after you've got into the website, you choose, then you broadcast so that you can also have a look.
Okay, let's try that.
Yes. How are you, Lech and Caleb?
Hello.
Yeah, so maybe you can use the PhET website, that is phet.colorado.edu, so that you can get one sim which is about chemistry. Or example of a sim which is about chemistry, you have gas properties. I think we are familiar with that. Where in Kenya, we look at gas laws, Charles law, Boyle's law. Are you able to go into the website?
Yes, I'm in the website.
Okay, you can just share. Able to access the link?
Yeah, we were exploring it by ourselves.
Yeah, so Brad, maybe you can share the screen. Yeah, so that others who have not yet opened, you can also maybe look at it together.
Okay, sure.
Yeah, thank you so much. Yeah, so this is a good one. I think it's about fractions, huh?
Yeah, so I picked one. I think maybe I should go back just so that people can see what are the options they could do.
Godfrey, let me know when you want me to bring people back.
Yes, how are you, Charles?
Yes, Godfrey, I'm fine.
Have you accessed any sim?
No, not yet. We are two, and my colleague apparently is in an environment we can share.
Oh.
Yeah, and maybe I needed clarification of what we were meant to do.
Yeah, so you are supposed to go to the website, that is phet.colorado.edu, and pick any sim of your choice. Then you can maybe pick a sim and share on the screen. Then you can maybe talk about it.
Okay.
Okay.
Let me try if I can do that.
Okay. Yeah, it's okay. So maybe you can just share, have you got any sim? And in biology, the most like sim is on diffusion and another one called natural selection.
Yeah, actually the one I was telling Alex about is the one for diffusion, which is the one that I have used. And I was saying that, you know, we have these experiments of diffusion.
Yeah.
We do hands-on and students see. But you see, they've not visualized the actual movement of those particles. So even with the hands-on, we can still have content remaining abstract.
Yeah, exactly.
And so when we bring in when we bring in now the PhET SIM and show them the channels along the membrane, and we manipulate the channels and students see how the channels are allowing materials in, then they begin to understand. So that's why I was saying, for me, we are not throwing away hands-on. We shall do hands-on and plus the PhET SIM. Like I prepared a lesson plan, and activity 1 is the hands-on on that movement of material. Then activity 2 is where students now watch the video clip showing the PhET SIM, that is the movement of materials across the channel. And I think with that now the content syncs, the concept syncs better.
Yeah, now there is also a part of that SIM where the factors that affect diffusion.
Exactly.
Yeah, where you can change the size of the particles. You can change the concentration levels in both sides.
Yes.
Yeah, and in fact, I'm trying to look at a situation where you are teaching diffusion, then you are telling the students, have you seen the particles of air moving? Can you see air?
You can't.
Yeah, so I think this is very good and will make our classes be more lively.
Sana.
Yeah.
So Godfrey, I used that PhET SIM.
Yeah.
But even me as a teacher, you know me, I use it on my pre-service teachers because of my context.
Exactly.
Because I am still new on PhET SIMs.
Yeah.
I was not really able to manipulate all those factors well.
Yes. Now, do you remember?
I still have again next year to do that.
Do you remember that you cannot teach your kid how to use your phone?
It's
that
true.
Is
they
how
learn
we
themselves
learn. Exactly,
and get better
through exploration and discovery. Okay, thank you so much.
Yeah. So I showed them, and I even showed them their website and told them they could just explore on their own.
Exactly. Yeah. So and then that is very good. You teach where?
I teach at Bungoma Kibabi University.
That's good. Yeah.
I teach biology education. So you know why I'm interested in the biology.
Mr. Brian was your student, huh?
Yes.
Yeah, he was my colleague.
Okay.
Yeah, that's great. That's great.
Yeah, and I am also the coordinator for Center of STEM at Kibabi. So you see, I really need to understand these SIMs.
Yeah.
Because even for in-service teachers, when we have in-service teachers, I need to expose them.
Yeah, exactly. Good, great work. Welcome back. Now, let us take some few minutes to share our discoveries, to share what has amazed us. So anyone from mathematics, maybe just to open your mic and share your discovery.
Peter, do you want to share what we found out?
Yeah, you can share. You can just share. You can just talk about what you found out, what you discovered.
Yes, thank you. From what we found out is that it really needs one to first practice, really practice so that you can know, because it seems as if some of the simulators have got subsections in them. There is the main section and also some subsections in them. Yes, but and there are also very interactive. You can be able to interact very easily with those simulators. I think that's all I can say.
Yeah, so I think you have maybe you've met the game-like environment after the sim, where the students, in fact, you can even decide to do an assessment. You can assess your learners using the sim and score them accordingly. In fact, the scores will be instantaneous. So thank you so much, Peter. Now, anybody in chemistry, maybe you can share your discoveries.
Hello.
Yes, Caleb.
Okay, this is Caleb. For me, I checked that one on properties of gas. That's ideal gas. And in that one, I was able to see different conditions that when you expose a gas at different conditions, there's that difference and collusion of particles. Like for example, when you change even let me say when you change the pressure of the particles, you're able to see how those particles are able to collide with each other. And it's very interactive. And when you expose that one to a student, I'm sure he will learn better than when you are just allowing him or her to do it in the lab.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Caleb. Now, anyone from biology can share your discoveries?
Let me say something.
Yes.
I'm sure my colleague will also want to say, but for me, what I am seeing with the use of PhET sims is that even the best equipped laboratories, even schools that have the best equipped laboratories and can do all the hands-on experiments still need PhET simulations, because simulations make what is invisible in the hands-on experiments visible, so that students can now begin making their mental models and constructing their own knowledge. So whether a school is equipped to the lab or not, we need PhET sims. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Maybe your colleague can speak for some few minutes.
Yeah, okay, I'm Polycarp.
Yes.
Yeah, we have just talked on the diffusion sim, and looking at how my colleague was helping me to see it through, it's something that is really going to stimulate our learners, because you see, vision stimulates a lot. That's why a child can stay on a screen from morning up to lunchtime without even noticing that they have not taken tea or lunch. So when we put this into our, that is, if we have this in our normal teaching, we love students looking up to classes, and I believe that will improve our performance and even education sector at the end of the day. Thank you.
Exactly. I think the learners will be very happy coming to a class. Now, anyone in physics?
Thank you, Godfrey. In physics, we were too.
Yeah.
But my colleague apparently was in an environment where we could not share much.
Okay.
But I managed to look at the sim on diffusion, how I can use this in teaching particulate nature of matter, especially this point where I'm supposed to make my learners to see the movement of particles, especially in gases. There is this one that can really be very helpful, especially when you increase the temperature and the particles move more randomly. Up to that point, they break from one property of matter to the other, from solid to liquid, from liquid to gas. So that would really be helpful, especially for my Form 1 students in Kenya. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, everyone. Now, let me welcome Rebecca to take us through navigation through Coursera, which is the learning platform that we are going to use from now onwards. So Rebecca, you are welcome. Maybe do you want to share your screen?
Yeah, give me just one moment here to set that up. Okay, so I don't know, has Zach already sent out the invitations?
Yeah, Zach has sent out an invitation to almost everybody.
Okay, perfect. So give me just a moment to get into the system. Let's see here. Right, please be patient with me. I wasn't set up.
Okay.
So hopefully you've all received, you should have received 3 invitations because there's 3 courses that you'll be going through. One which deals with an introduction to PhET, because some of the things that we've shown you, honestly, like we haven't even shown you everything. There's lesson plans online. There's also guidelines for how to use the very specific simulations. There's some tutorials. And so this Coursera course will take you through all of that. So let me just take you into what the course will look like. Right here, I believe that this is yours right here. And I will make this look like a learner. If you did not get those emails, then you need to let Godfrey know, and then we can resend it out. But basically, there's, like I said, there's 3 different courses you'll work through. This is what it's going to look like to you as a user. And so, for example, the first thing that you're going to do when you're in week 1 is you're going to see there's an introduction. And every time you see one of these modules, just click on it. And then you can start clicking through by clicking next, next, next. But basically, all of the PhET course has some very simple readings. And then there's also reflections. You don't need to answer all of the questions, but the point here is to get you to engage with each other and then to see what your peers are also saying and what they're also thinking about this. Then there will also occasionally be some readings in PDF. You can just click on those, and it's just a summary. In this case, this is a summary of PhET's goals. I know Rita in particular has already shared a bit about what are some of the goals that Dr. Carl Wyman, the one, and I think Godfrey also spoke about the goals that the developers of PhET had. So there's a bit about that. And then you will also see a number of videos. So you just click on the videos, play the videos. There's also a transcript down below so that if you prefer to see it in words as you listen to it. But this will give you an overview of the website, showing not just what I showed you earlier, but also I think a little bit more. And then again, some more videos that describe the research process. And then it will also have you go in and then play with some sims that are relevant to you. So I know you've done a little bit of playing today, but there's lots more to look for. And then once you get into near the end, you're going to have a peer review assignment. And it sounds a little bit scary. It might not look very easy, but it's actually quite simple to do. So for this first course, the assignment in the first week, you will click on the document to download it. You'll open the document right here, and then you'll fill in the document. So this assignment, it's a very simple assignment. It just asks you to identify, to think about a course you're teaching, the grade level you're teaching, and then the topic that you want to teach. We want you to think about at least a few different topics that you might want to teach in the next few weeks. Find a simulation that's relevant, and think about what kinds of learning objectives might this simulation be helpful for. So when you end up taking this, you'll eventually save the document, and then you're going to go back into Coursera. Let me find out where my Coursera went. You'll go back into Coursera, and then you'll click on where it says My Submission, and you're going to actually submit. I already submitted one, and you can see that some people ended up giving me scores. And so you will be responsible for submitting your assignment and then scoring other people's work, and then other people will score your work. And if for some reason it does not meet the guidelines that are in the rubric, you can submit it again, and that's okay. So there's plenty of opportunities. You can also leave people comments, but it is important that you engage in the peer review process so that we can see that you've actually taken time to explore. So that's the first week there. You can work as fast or as slow as you want, though. It does not need to be week by week. And then there's a second week where you start to look at specific strategies for if you have just a projector and you and have a computer to show the simulation, but your students don't have their own technology. The following course, the second course, is all about what happens if you do have individual technology for students. How do you write worksheets and homework assignments? And then the final course is all about how do you facilitate engagement with students during the session. So again, you should have received 3 separate emails, one for each of these courses. But the first one and the most important one you get into should be the Intro to PhET Simulations. I'm sure that Godfrey will help guide you as you kind of get through the course, but as to what's next, and we can always resend those emails, but it's the Intro to PhET Simulations. That's the first one that you need to get access to. I'm going to just stop and ask really quickly, has anybody not gotten the email and want me to resend emails right now? I can just do it for everybody. Has anybody logged in yet? Had any success? You're so quiet, I don't know.
Hello?
Yes, hello.
Yeah, I got 3 emails, but 2 did not allow me to register. So I only succeeded in registering for 1.
Okay. Do you know which course that was?
Unless I go back and check.
Okay.
What
I'd like everybody to do is to make absolutely certain that they've gotten into the Intro to PhET Simulations, the intro one. If for some reason you didn't, we can worry about the other 2 later, but I want to make sure everybody is able to get into the Intro to PhET Simulations. It would have come from, I believe the email is noreply@Coursera. That's what you should have gotten, but I will definitely send out reminder emails. I'll resend them out right now. It looks like 28 people did get in.
Hello. Hello.
Yes, hello.
Okay, for me, I got the one of implementing. Welcome to implementation of PhET activities for STEM education.
Okay, so tell you what I'm going to do. I am just going to I'm going to resend all the invitations right now for those who have not gotten into the course. I just resent them right now. If you check your email, you should have it now for the Intro to PhET Simulations. And Godfrey, do you have everybody on a WhatsApp group? I think you do, right?
Yeah, so I'll create a WhatsApp group which will carry the cohort 2 so that we can be able to share and learn together. Yeah, so everybody gave out their numbers. Some have just taken now, and that will be great.
Okay, perfect. So I've just resent everybody the invitation for the first course. I'll go into the other 2 courses and I will resend the invitations, but do the intro course first. Don't do the others yet. So I think that's everything, Godfrey.
Yeah, so thank you so much. So we've eaten maybe you are 2 minutes. So any question you can forward to us, we can be able to help. So I'll create the WhatsApp group so that we can be able to learn together and share together. So if you have any difficulty, you can share with us. We can help each other so that we can enable the teaching and learning of STEM subjects in Africa to be successful, our learners to enjoy learning STEM, our teachers to also enjoy teaching STEM. So I wish you all the best, and I wish you a successful learning session. So you are free to leave at any time. If you have any question, I can still remain behind for some few minutes. Then I'll be able to answer them. So thank you so much. So don't forget to download the offline app. the offline app is very important, especially in areas where the internet connection is very poor. So try to download the offline app. It is very, very important. Also, there's another app also on Google Play Store. You can download it and use it on your phone or tablet. And also enjoy STEM even if you don't have a laptop. So you are free to live at your own time. And thank you so much. Yes?
Geoffrey, just a minute.
Yeah.
Would you share the link? Would you share the link for the offline app?
Yeah, the link for the offline app, let me check on the website. I don't know, Rebecca, is your internet very fast?
Yeah, I can get it.
Okay, you can share.
So, and to be clear, so there's an offline app for computer, for Windows and for Mac, and that you can just download it. That's very easy to do. There's also, you can download individual simulations, and that will work on your computer and also on your phone. Separately though, if you want the convenience of having a mobile app where it's not on the website and it's not individually downloaded, there is a Google Play app. But please do note that one does cost about $1 US. It's mostly for the convenience, and it kind of helps support PhET's work, but you can download everything for free directly from the website. Even on your phone, but it's individual simulation. So the app does make it more convenient on the mobile device, but just note that does have a small cost. So all the information is on the link in the chat.
Yeah, so let us, I also encourage you guys to be interactive, especially in the Coursera, interact with each other. I believe there is a peer review where somebody will review your work, you review the other person's work, it earns you marks. Then at the end of the day, we will be STEM compliant individuals and teachers. So I believe everybody has taken, you have taken the link for the offline app. It works, especially it's very helpful, no internet, or maybe the internet speed is very low, can use it. Yeah, so thank you so much. I beg to leave. Bye.
Goodbye.
Thank you.
Bye.